Well, good morning. It's 7:30, leaving Bummergate. I didn't come in this way, but the sign says Cairns. I'm going to find out. If you've watched YouTube and other adventure riders coming up, you would know about the DC3 here. So I was talking to a gentleman at Punsan Bay last night, a gentleman named Paul. I was walking up to get something to eat and I was exhausted, and I hear someone go, "Squeaky boot!" And I looked around and I was like, yeah. So a little time later I caught up with Paul, who rides around Mount Disappointment, and we were having a conversation around YouTube and the magic of editing. He just finished a 5-day ride with one of the adventure bike companies up here, and he was a consumer of YouTube and social media and followed everybody that rode up around the tip, the tally track, crab track, all those things. And as much as I think he enjoyed the ride, because it was out with a mate and a group of other like-minded guys, it's not the same as YouTube. YouTube makes it look as though everything it's one long track that just joins up all these great places. And the reality is it's not. Because everything I had seen on YouTube for Palm Creek was, water, people cheering people on and kids swimming, and, I come up at this time of year and it's just dry. Just like an old river or creek bed. I don't know if I would come back and ride up here. It's a long way to come. The other side of it is you've got to pick the right people and get here at the right time for that classic adventure of the tally track and riding up in Cape York. My ride up here had nothing to do with doing the tally track or parts of it. My ride up here was to get to the tip, and that was it. If the tally track came into my sights and it was something that I could do, then why not? But this one-man quest to get to the tip of Australia was what it was all about. And I'd have to say I've really enjoyed being up here in the off-season, and having the tip, having that to myself was pretty magical. I didn't share it with anybody. My whole adventure on the way up has been just pretty much trying to do this by myself. Loved it. Maybe I'll talk about this later, but it's a bit hard to put into words, what this was all about. Back at the Jardine. That water still looks refreshing. It is hot and humid. And that was just about 45 kilometres of sand and corrugations, and trying to concentrate and pick a good line, and then hoping for the best when you pick a bad line. I was talking about riding up here, and I think I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but when you consider that the Telegraph is, both sections, about 111 kilometres, and the rest of the 700 or so from here back towards Lakeland is dirt, sand, corrugations. So I still love to come up here and ride the telly when it's in that social media times where the water's running and there's some challenge to it. It'd be great to do it with mates, and I think that's what the Telegraph is about. That romantic version at this time of the year doesn't really exist. And it's like crossing the Jardine. It's kind of one of those things that you want to do with mates. There's kind of so many people, it's a one-off thing. Sometimes it's great to do it by yourself, but so many times these things are better shared, especially up here. Years ago, I travelled by myself around lots of Australia, and I remember being at the Great Australian Bight, looking out, going, how fantastic is that? And then you look around to share it with somebody and there's no one there. So it's a bit of a strange thing. I was happy not to share the tip with anybody though. Across the Jardine, probably for the last time. I won't say never, but I don't know if I'll come back up here. I love it up here. I'd love the idea of being able to live up here and just have that lifestyle that goes with some of this stuff up here. Anyway, less talking, more concentrating. I'm back here at Fruit Bat Falls. When I got here yesterday, I was just confused as to why it said Telegraph Track. I now realise that the Telegraph Track, or the old Telegraph Track, is just sections now, because the PDR has kind of crossed it and cut it off, and parts of what is the Telegraph Track is the PDR. So go and have a look at Fruit Bat Falls, maybe have a quick bite to eat and a drink, and then it's back to reality. Here we are, Fruit Bat Falls. I thought maybe after seeing Palm Creek I might be disappointed once I got here, but I'm not. It's pretty cool. I thought about going for a swim when I got here yesterday, but wanted to get through to Bummerga. Thought about having a swim now that I got here, but after Inot Hot Springs, I ended up with an ear infection, and I haven't been able to wear earplugs for the last almost a week. So the idea of going for a swim and with this ear infection continuing on is not appealing. Couldn't even swim at Port Douglas for the same reason. That was Fruit Bat Falls. Could go down to Elliott Falls, but it's the same thing. I can't go for a swim. It's interesting being here in the off season when you look at the car parking area down there. You know, there's car parking for motorbike groups, there's car parking for four-wheel drives, there's car parking for coaches. And to be honest, I can't think of anything worse than coming to a place like this in the peak season. But that's just me. It's coming down this road. I dropped it down the gear to come through this corner, but missed a gear. Ended up really wide into this soft stuff. Ended up off there, heading towards the trees. Oh, fuck. On a bigger, heavier bike, I'd have been fucked. So a quick refill at Bramwell, and a power raid for me, and back on the road. Pump out some Ks. I haven't been to Weeper, and why not go via Batavia Downs? You may not be able to see it, but all the way up from Laura and in other places there's fires that have been burning. And that's there was one point I was thinking I might stop on the side of the road and camp, but then with the risk of being burnt alive while I'm asleep, I changed my mind. Just crested a hill on Batavia Downs. Gives you a bit of a view. So I think I've still got 100 kilometres to go to Weeper. And I can guarantee it'll be all dirt road. I'm between that Batavia Downs road and Weeper. Just stopped to mix up a caffeine drink. That last section of dirt was brutal. Could be because I'm tired, could be because the road's fucked. I think I'm about 30k outside of Weeper. And it's this highway of corrugations. Seems that doing about 110 smooths it out, and that's all good until you hit a soft spot. Signs of life, thank God. I am buggered. The Port of Weeper. Well, just got a spot at the Weeper Caravan Park. It's hot, so I specifically asked for some shade. Right on the beach and the crocodiles. Good morning. It's 6 a.m. leaving the Weeper Caravan Park, going to get some fuel and heading back down the dreaded PDR. I cannot tell you or express how much I don't want to do it for the next couple of days. I'm guessing if I could sell up everything and ship the family up to avoid it, I would. It is tiring, it is brutal, and it's just kind of dangerous on a bike. Anyway, first world problems. get fuel, and I'll catch up with you later. So from what I've seen in my very short Tommy Weeper, it's very much like Broome, pretty isolated. It seems that most people, when they have their downtime, are either fishing, quad biking or crabbing. Very, very similar to the lifestyle in Broome. Weeper, it's just a little bit like Broome. But no camels. Weather-wise, pretty similar. Yesterday the day was stinking hot, but the night was a bit cold. I thought I'd be right without my sleeping bag, and probably about 2 o'clock I had to get the sleeping bag out because I was freezing. I'm hoping this road changes direction. There's no breeze, so this dust is just going to sit. Hopefully won't be too much traffic. Already I can't see a thing. This is going to be a bit of work. Well, that was 44 k's of the sun in my eyes, the dust, corrugations and sandy sections. I've hit a bit of asphalt, and I was thinking, I'm not one to give advice, I can give my observations. If you plan on doing this ride up to the tip and doing the PDR, all I can suggest is get your bike fitness up. Ensure that your bike setup's right. Have some wider pegs because you are going to be spending a lot of time standing up. Maybe practice a bit of sand riding, because you will hit sections of sand or bull dust at speed, and be prepared to know what's going to happen and what the bike's going to do. Just get your weight back, let the bike track through, don't panic. Enjoy the ride. But until that dust settles and the way the sun is, can't even see the road. Still got to get through to Cowan, grab some fuel, maybe get through to Laura, maybe get through to Lakeland. Not too sure what the plan will be over the day. Keeping upright would be the best thing. Gonna ride along here, trying to concentrate. And I was thinking, how good would it be to be able to make money doing this? And I'm not talking about like, telegraph tracks and those iconic tracks, because they're only YouTube iconic at certain times of the year. It's these, it's doing this. Melbourne to the tip in 7 days. I know a lot of people would probably like to do it, but the idea of doing it alone, keeps people from doing it, basically. This is so good when you get it right. As long as you kind of pick your line and read the road, just coming into Cohen, so it's been 259 kilometres from Weipa, 2 hours 55 minutes. Grab some fuel, have a drink, and continue on. So that's fuel. What the fuck? Fuck. Fucking strap came loose. So strap came loose, so I should have secured it better. I love these rock straps and these larger ones, but the excess, well, as you can see, there's a lot of excess. So generally I roll it up and get it all tucked in under the other parts of the elastic. Obviously, I didn't get it tucked in well enough. And the result is could have been trip ending, depending on where that strap gets caught. There's a car in front of me. I don't want to go too fast that I get in their dust cloud, but I don't want to go so slow that I get fucked up in these corrugations. I'm on this lighter stuff, and this lighter stuff gets really fine and sandy. So this is between Cohen and Musgrave, or one of the sections. As you can see, a bit rocky in parts. And then you get on these sandy sections. Anyway, you kind of get the idea. I'm just thinking, if doing this trip is of interest, is, and I've said it before in this vlog somewhere, is to make sure your bike's set up well, suspension set up well, weight slow. My advice would be to, if you can, do this in the off season, because in the busy season you're going to get dusted by everybody. In the busy season you're going to get pushed to the side of the roads. You need to make sure you concentrate, try and pick your line the best you can. Be prepared for whatever's going to happen. Try and be light on the bike. Drop the weight to the back. Keep the front light where you can. Because you get some sketchy sections, and even getting it right, it still feels like you're going to come off. Coming into Musgrave. Quick fuel stop, quick drink stop, and then push on through to Laura. Make it through to the Cooktown Mareeba Road without a problem today. when I got here on Thursday, I was reading that tank. I'll get some fuel and I'll continue with my story. When I was here on Thursday, I stopped here. I think I just grabbed a drink and I saw the writing on the tank. And I thought to myself, man, I'm so close. It's just around the corner. And compared to the kilometres I've done to get here, it is around the corner. But the work to get there has been, it's been an effort. It's been great. It's certainly everything I thought it would be, and definitely worth a ride. I won't say that it's all over yet, because I still got to get off this PDR, but not far. 202 to Lakeland. I'm between Laura and Lakeland, and you see this scenery. This is so similar to the Kimberleys. About 10 years ago, after we finished our jobs in Port Douglas, the plan was to head up to the Cape and get to the tip. We turned off at Lakeland, came down the road a little bit, it had asphalt on it, and then hit the dirt, hit the corrugations. Did maybe 15-20 kilometres and had to make the decision to turn around. Four-wheel drive was capable, the van was capable, but having the 2-year-old twins in the back, if for any reason something had gone wrong, we're stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. So 10 years later, the PDR is in better condition, but 10 years ago is in a worse condition. We turned around and I said to my wife, I'm going to get there one day, even if I have to fly. So here we are, 10 years later, almost to the month. Been and done the tip, did what I said I was going to do. It's 2:15, I've just turned off to the Lions Den, Bloomfield, Cape Trib Road. I doubt very much I'll make it to the ferry. Can only assume be 4 or 5 o'clock will be the last one. I might find a camp spot up at Cape Trib itself and then get the ferry in the morning. This is great on a day like today, but the rain adds another dimension to it. Changes the whole feel of it. When I came through this the other day, I came through with highway pressures. Still took it slow, didn't realise I had an audience. Been sitting at these lights for about 5 minutes. And it's given me time to realise how exhausted I am today at the moment. Another set of lights on the Bloomfield track. At least this view is a bit more interesting. Well, here we go. Another ferry trip. I had considered stopping at somewhere at Cape Trib, but then I thought, oh, I'll see if the ferry's running. If it wasn't, I'd just turn back and go and camp. But since it's running, I might as well get across. Still got a while to get back to Port Douglas, so could be getting in there late. On the rainy side of the mountains now, so maybe 5-6k out of Mossman. It's about 10 to 5. Back into Port Douglas. It's 5 o'clock. Started travelling at 6:30, left Weeper. Hopefully not too late to get a tent site. Pretty hungry, pretty exhausted, but man, what a day. All those links of PDR, corrugations, potholes, sand, bull dust, all behind me. Not forgotten, but it was a blast. Am I in a hurry to do it again? I don't know, but I think I could.